What is up, everybody? Dan Dasilva here, and I'm really excited about this. Now, listen, it's been a while since I've created one of these little micro series, and I'm proud to say that I'm going to be doing it again. As a matter of fact, this little micro series is all about Facebook ads and how Facebook ads is working with either e-commerce stores or trying to go out there and build and cultivate a lead database to sell physical or digital products to. So in this particular series, we're really going to focus on going out there and number one, generating leads, and number two, going out there and really generating sales using certain strategies, manual bidding, and if you're using automatic, what you need to go ahead and make sure you take note of. So again, there's going to be a lot of information that we're revealing inside of this little series that I'm releasing this time around. So again, as always, just like all of our other series that we've released, this is going to be tip-top shelf, top of the information that you could possibly want. Now, before I really dive into that, I want to introduce you to somebody really quickly and also let you know about a workshop that's coming up that I'm holding with this particular person who actually went through one of our programs, the 100K Blueprint. And a lot of you already know him. His name is Mario, but I really want to dive in and show you what he told me. He was like, you know what, Dan, I almost crossed $1 million, but Facebook banned one of my sub ad accounts, and it actually put a halt to some of his ads. So again, I'm actually going to introduce you to him if you don't know who he is, and then what we're going to do is really hop into the content. But first off, I'm just starting off with this given the fact that I want you to understand that number one, I know what I'm doing. I know how to teach people this stuff, and I know how to get results that they want and get results that you want. So that's why I'm going to be showing Mario, and over the course of the how many videos that we're doing, I'm going to show you other students as well that have followed the same exact pattern and seen just the same amount of progress, if not better than Mario. So again, I'm going to go ahead and pretty much hop into my computer right now. We're going to dive into the training, and we're really going to get going on this because it's going to be some awesome, well, pretty much Facebook ads training. It's going to be one of the most in-depth training series that you go ahead and watch pretty much anywhere, and I'm going to give you the inside scoop on what's working right now. So again, let's dive into my computer and I'll catch you there.
All right, everyone, so listen up right here, okay? So I want to just show you, before we really dive into this, Mario and his results, because again, I find him to be super fantastic. So again, if you're attending the workshop with us, what I'm going to go ahead and do is tell you, look in the description down below if you want to know how to attend this workshop with Mario and myself, and learn how Mario went from literally a brand new store to 5 months later, $800,000. And again, he said, hey, you want me to post my results in the group, or do you want me to send it to you for this workshop? And I told him, no, let's not even worry about any of those. And I want you to come on live and show everybody what you're doing, how you're doing it, etc. So he was in the 100K Blueprint. He started off in there, and literally 5 months, $800,000 later, he's running incredible ads. So back to what we're going to be focusing on here today. Now, what we're going to be focusing on here today is actually pretty simple. The very first thing we're going to talk about is pretty much setting your goals and objectives for your campaign. So as you can see, campaign objective. So over here, you have tons and tons of objectives. So really the main ones we're going to focus on is conversions. Okay, we're going to be really focusing on conversions, PPE, so post engagements, and traffic as well, and video views if you really want to go ahead and really get into video views. But again, what we're really going to be focusing on is conversions. So again, keep in mind that your objective is really going to be based on what you want to happen. When somebody comes to me and says, Dan, I want to go ahead and make sales, but I'm using engagements, right? Well, that doesn't really make sense, because why are you going to use engagements if you're trying to generate sales? Now, I get it. PPE ads actually do perform very well. And there's other, quote unquote experts out there that tell you to use view content and PPE and add to cart, etc., just to go and build up your pixel. The problem with that theory and that method is that if you're telling Facebook to build up based on add to carts, you're always going to have a pixel that's used to add to carts, and a lot of people that are quote unquote going there just to add to cart. And I noticed that following that strategy with view content, add to cart, and then going to purchase, it wastes a ton of your money. So if you hear anybody say go out there, use view content, and then add to cart, and then go out there and use purchases, just go right to purchases. Go right to a purchase objective, or more so, go to a conversion objective with the purchase, okay, as your goal. So if we were to go ahead and just choose out of any of these, if you're trying to make sales in general, go ahead and do conversions. Now, conversions also count for leads. If somebody added to cart, if somebody wants to go out there and purchase as well. So let's just say test campaign. Let's just call this test campaign 1. Now I just want to go out there and just put test campaign. Now I'm just going to write test campaign 1. Now in this video, we're not going to be talking about the ad set where we do all the targeting because we're going to really break that down. What we're going to be talking about here is more so the objective, okay, for our actual ad. So again, conversion is what we want. We want to go and optimize for conversions. However, we really want to optimize for purchases more than anything. So ad set that we're going to be focusing on is test campaign 1. You can call it whatever you want. Now, typically what I like to do is, let's say I go out there and target Fisher Price, okay? I'm going to put Fisher Price, and if I like to flex target with babies, all right, babies, whoops, Babies Are Us, that's what I'll do. So this is kind of how I'll name it, and just for example purposes, this is what I'll do. So let's just say we're selling baby clothing, all right, baby clothing. That's how I'd go out there and flex it. So ad name, I can just write, romper with red background. Again, this is all for me. This is for me to know exactly what this campaign is all about. So I'm going to click create. And I'm going to go ahead and do this. So we have over here, we are in our campaign. So think of a campaign as like a manila folder, all right? And that word probably tripped me up. But again, it's a manila folder. You open it up and then you have papers in there. And that paper would be your ad set. And then on that paper written down, would be the content, which would be your ad. I know it might sound a little confusing, but again, think about it as just a big folder. This is a folder. This is the actual targeting that you have. And then this is the actual creative. So we're going to be focusing inside of the ad set over here. Now, when we're in placements and everything, don't worry about this. We're actually going to talk about placements and targeting in the next video. So again, keep in mind, placements, all right, and targeting is in the very next video. So what we're focusing on is the conversions over here. Now, we're going to focus on website or messenger, more so website than anything. We're going to focus on purchase, okay? So we're really focusing on the purchase conversion over here. Now, it's really important because you have a lot of different options when it comes down to pretty much going out there and optimizing based on a conversion event, so your goal. So if you go over here, you can literally go and do complete registration, add payment info, initiate checkout, add to wish list, add to cart, search, view content, lead, purchase, and that's pretty much it unless you define a new custom conversion. But again, defining a new conversion isn't really needed unless you're defining some really crazy conversion that's not available in here. So what we're going to be setting it to is purchase. You know why? Because if we go out there and optimize for purchases, Facebook's going to go out there and using manual bidding, which we're going to be talking about in the third video of this series. When you tell Facebook what you want, whether it's a maximum or an average bid, they're actually going to go out there and optimize it for you to get as many buyers as possible. And if you go out there and optimize for, let's just say for add to carts, they're not optimizing for purchases at the cheapest rate possible. They're optimizing for add to carts at the cheapest rate possible. Meaning their only goal is you telling them that you want people to add to cart, not purchase. But if you set it to purchase, they're going to optimize, they're going to optimize for purchase. Facebook themselves will optimize for purchases, okay? So you have to keep that in mind. Our conversion that we're going to be setting to over here is actually going out there and pretty much setting it so that we tell Facebook, hey, look, we want you guys to go out there and find buyers in your network that will gladly go and purchase from our site over and over and over again. And then after you're done with that one buyer, we want you to go and look for the same type of person, another buyer, that pretty much relates back to the initial buyer you sent us. So let's say you have 10 people who purchase, right? Let's say you have 10 people who go out there and purchase from cold traffic. So you have these 10 people, and then what Facebook does to optimize it is they'll go out and they'll find another estimated daily reach, right? So let's say we set it to $5, okay? So let's say we get 10 purchases on a Monday. And then Tuesday, Facebook, what they'll go out and do is out of the 650 to 1,700 people, they'll go out and look for an identical 10 people. So out of those 10 people, if they all like Fisher Price, babies, and let's just say Barney, okay, the dinosaur, the purple dinosaur. What Facebook will do is they'll go out there and target other people who like Fisher Price, Barney, and Babies Are Us. And out of these people, they'll go ahead and target those that are more likely to purchase depending on the manual bidding strategy that you use as well. So if you're using average, what's going to happen is they're going to go out there and pretty much get you sales. One sale might be $5, another sale might be $15, but if you set an average to $10 per purchase, it's going to even out over time. Now, if you set a maximum, let's say you only want to pay $10 max for every single sale, if they go out there and find you $7 a sale, $8 a sale, and they go out there and find you $12 a sale, you're going to pay for those $7 and $8 sales. So keep in mind, that's how it's going to be working when we're working with Facebook ads, and more so the bidding strategy we're going to be using in video number 3, which is the manual bidding. So again, when you go out there and create a campaign, make sure you're actually going out there and creating a campaign based on conversions rather than PPE. Now, PPE has its place. And let me talk about PPE right now because we're on the topic of setting different objectives. So if we go back to campaigns, create a campaign, let me tell you what PPE is all about. PPE is to drive engagements to your posts. It's not really to get people to click on the link inside your post and purchase. The main goal of PPE is to go out there and really have people sharing, commenting, and liking your post to get that engagement. Because what you can do is you can take a post on your page, and once you take that post on your page, or if you dark post it, just make sure you have the numbers, the post ID for that dark post. And when you go and advertise it with a website conversion-based ad, what you're able to do is make it look like that post has enough traction and other people like to engage and click on stuff that other people have pretty much clicked on and said they liked and shared, etc. So the more engagements, the more social proof you have, which is definitely better. And that's what post engagement is for, is to build up your social proof. It's to build up the amount of people engaging with you. Now, conversions, we already talked about this as well. But traffic. Now, traffic has its place, okay? So let's say, for example, you're going with website conversions and your traffic, your CPC is around $1.50, $2. But let's say you want to drive traffic. Your campaign is traffic. Now, you know your numbers. You know that $1.50, $2 per click is still making you profitable. Now, if it is, good for you because that's really awesome. But let's say you wanted to get really lower CPCs, which is cost per clicks. You're actually going to run traffic campaign. So if you know that you're paying really high amount for every single click on a website conversion, and you know for a fact you can get cheaper traffic running a traffic only campaign, let's say for every 5 clicks that you get at $2, right? So for every $10 you spend, you're able to generate a sale. Now let's say, all right, you can actually generate clicks at around 50 cents each, which you can with traffic, 50 cents up to $1.25, $1.50 on average. Then you already know you're going to be able to get those clicks cheaper. You're going to get more clicks, which means you spend less money and more sales. So that's how traffic can work in your favor. But for now, we're going to be focusing on conversions because we want to really focus on actually making sales. Again, e-commerce is really pivoted, or not even e-commerce, but just going out there. Actually, yeah, e-commerce in general, selling anything online is e-commerce, right? Internet commerce is literally anything. It doesn't have to be just physical, or it doesn't have to be just digital. It can be selling anything online, internet commerce. So again, what you have to keep in mind, we're going to be optimizing for conversions because that's what we want. We want sales. That we're not going after anything else. So when you go and create your campaign, make sure the purchase pixel is there. So I'm going to be releasing the next video tomorrow about placements and targeting and how to perfectly go out there and create perfect placements, okay? And more so, what are the perfect placements depending on what your campaign objective is, and as well as depending on what your goal for your campaign is. For example, purchase, view content, add to cart, whatever you decide to use. But of course, I'm going to be focusing around the purchase conversion pixel because again, we're striving for purchases. We're not going out there and striving for people viewing our content. If that's the case, go out and run a website click ad, right? That's what you want to do. And we're also going to be talking about targeting and how to flex target using the audience insight tomorrow. But again, what I highly encourage you do right now, if you want to go and learn how Mario and others like Mario who joined the 100K blueprint went out there and literally in 5 months made $800K, somebody did $200,000, another person did $100,000 in around 100 days or so. So again, the results are absolutely amazing. And down in the description, you can actually take a look at the link to go and register for the workshop if you want to attend and pretty much see Mario and his results and what we've been able to help Mario accomplish as well. So again, that's pretty much it for this video in regards to the very first Facebook ads training that we have, is setting your goals and objectives for your campaigns, okay? So again, go out there right now and think about what type of objective you want to run. And tomorrow, we're going to release the next video, which is all about placement and targeting. And then after that, we're going to go out there and really focus on the manual bidding strategy. So without any further ado, let's go ahead, let's get right into it, and I'll see you tomorrow.